everyone, my name is Jaybird and welcome back to Cupid. Happy Halloween! Yeah, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be a great time for everyone. I hope that this is a long enough video to satisfy y'all. I don't have enough time, but regardless, I will try to make this as long as possible for your viewing pleasure. And also because I like this game, and I honestly lose track of time when I play it. But anyways, without any further ado, let's continue. Alright, the first candle is lit. This candle is storage. The love for familiars. The cleanest love. Oh. Okay. Rosa stared at the blue candle glowing in her hand as she chanted her spell. Trust is the veil that conceals and deceives. Trick his eyes and his heart with the warmth from this candle's flame. A bond of blood like kin will be forged. Weave this trust so his tongue will yield to what is sought. Okay. Oh. Rosa stood by Catherine's tomb, nursing memories of her. The soft wind lightly blew her hair. It reminded her of Catherine in her playful ways. Tears sprouted from her eye. Even the wind. Console her, scold her. We're gonna console her. I am always here, my love. Loss will always hurt. But you love Mother the best, don't you? Yes, Mother. Then you are going to be fine. I will never leave you like Catherine did. Ooh! Ouch! You're hurting me! Ow! That hurts. That hurts me. Rosa. Yeah, look at this strapping man with his hair all down and, you know. Anyways, Gimmy's soft voice came from behind. Rosa glanced at him in an acknowledgement. He stood quietly beside her for a few moments, but ventured to speak. Have you thought about my offer? My house is always open for you, remember that. I'm sorry for my outburst back then. It's nothing. The wind played around their feet, and Rosa pictured Catherine as part of the breeze, playful and free. She was free from the pain and confusion that had plagued her in her last days. They stood beside each other in solemn reverence. Finally, Rosa broke the silence. She was my family. I was in pain before she came along. I didn't know any better. She gave me hope. She was bright like a flame. When I closed my eyes... Excuse you! Your eye! I can still see the imprint of her light in the darkness. I can feel her warmth. A star. They didn't speak again for some time. Gimme cleared his throat. I was an orphan too, much like you. I know what it feels like to lose too much. I wandered for a long time before I found anything to live for. Were you alone? Sometimes. Always. Rosa nodded. Did you have family? Gimme shifted uncomfortably. No, they left me behind. I never knew them. Much of my memory of it is blurred. I was taken in by kind people once before, but... Gimme sighed, and Rosa observed a certain disquiet in him. I didn't belong. But you have no difficulty mingling with people. I think of that as a necessity rather than a preference. But either way, it can be quite tiresome after a while. Things don't last. I don't know why I'm telling you this. I am making the mood worse. I'm sorry. I don't mind. Gimme had never opened up to her about his past before, and it worried Rosa how little she actually knew about him. Anyway, would you like to go around town? I'd very much like to take you someplace more cheery. How about our favorite spot? Gimme smiled with understanding. The pair traveled up a hill at the edge of town. Aw, how pretty! Oh, this looks so pretty, guys! Oh, I love the fucking backgrounds! Oh, this is so beautiful, I love it! I'm just waiting for some bad shit to happen, you know? I'm just waiting for things to get fucked up, okay? I think that's what everyone is waiting for. It's like, when is some good shit gonna happen? It's Halloween! I get it, guys. I get it. I totally get how you feel, because I am like that too. Where's the good? Get to the good part. We don't care about this shit. There, the view overlooked the quaint village. The sunset painted everything in the pink glow of dusk, of endings. It was always so beautiful here. It is always so beautiful here. They used to spend time in this grassy knoll, the three of them. It was their own little hideaway. Memories of the past crept up on every corner. The ghost of laughter echoed in the wind. Rosa touched the trunk of the small tree they had carved their names on. So many fond memories. Rosa, I want you to have this. Gimme took Rosa's hand and placed an item in her palm. It was a simple silver locket. She looked up at him questioningly. I've had that for as long as I can remember. One of my remembrances of the past. I can't take this. You must. You need it more than I do. But it's old and the locket doesn't even open anymore. I don't know why I've held on to it for so long. I can't even remember how I came to have it. But it comforts me. Maybe it will have the same effect for you. This is your treasure, Gimme. It feels wrong to take it. On the contrary, I believe you must have it. Call it a hunch, or a feeling, an urge on my part. I am not good with expressing sorrow or even giving comfort. But I want to do something, at least, for you. He closed his hand over hers, affirming the gift. It's yours. Please take it. You are wrong if you think I am letting you stay in the castle simply for Catherine's sake. I do it of my own accord. Let me do this for you, Rosa. We have been friends for quite a while. If you need to leave, at least stay until you feel ready to. All right. But I will continue working in your household for my lodging. You don't have to do that. I can raise your status to a lady. And you can read and write now, very well. I'm sure you will be more comfortable in a higher position. I have no need for a higher position. Just free access to your library. You have come a long way from the shy girl back then, Rosa. Watching you grow has been a pleasure. Yes, the library is yours. They were quiet for a while, only conversing through looks, smiles, and tiny sighs. Oh my god, imagining that looks so weird, but honestly, like, if you're experiencing it, it's a whole different thing from fucking watching it, like, okay, now I'm just being silly, I'm imagining the stupidest shit right now, okay? Just leave me alone. Don't mind me. Rosa realized that she had been holding on to Gimme's hand all that time. She broke off from his hold, rather embarrassed. We should head back. You're right, it's getting quite late. Gimme walked over to the carriage to get it ready. Excellent, child. Being a maid in his household will give you free access to the rooms. He trusts you completely. It seems that the candle worked. I guess so. Rosa looked at the silver necklace in her hand. She fiddled with it, trying to open the lock. Open it. Leave it alone. He said it didn't open anymore, so just leave it alone. I loathe that thing. I didn't wish to accept any gift from that man. I wish he hadn't taken it. In any case, just leave it alone. Yes, Mother. Rosa slipped the necklace into her coat's pocket. Ah, nonchalant. You can't see the achievement, but the achievement is nonchalant. The spell will start its effect in stages, gradually uncovering his true face. Fondness first, then trust. Familiarity. Rosa sighed. But was the spell necessary at all? Didn't she already have that with Gyunmei? Rosa bit her lip, remembering the warmth of his hand. They had known each other for a long time. It was rather comforting to have someone to mourn with. However, Rosa did find it strange that Gyunmei rarely even mentioned Catherine anymore. It was as if he was shedding her off like skin. Again, the taste of blood in her throat resurfaced. The memory of the needles made her stomach lurch. Since her friend had died, the Marquis had begun spending all his hours locked in his office. He rarely showed himself socially, rarely even attended meals. But they were casting a powerful spell, something that might harm Gyunmei. What if he was, after all, innocent? She had years of good memories with him. What was she expecting? What was she even expecting to find out? Exactly how could she live with the guilt of 2 dead friends? Rosa sighed. She cared for him. Despite all of the suspicions, she knew that much. But Mother was adamant. 3 candles for 3 loves. A fitting curse for a man who frolics in love's domain. Storge, the love for familiars. Philia, the love for friends. And Eros, the love for lust. Open his heart with Storge. Unmask him with Philia. Strike him down with Eros. Yet Rosa kept a 4th candle. One she had named Agape. Agape. My holes are agape for you, baby! Anyways, unconditional love. She didn't know whether she would ever use it. Mother, of course, would object. But just in case Eros successfully struck Gyunmei, she wished to light Agape. At least give him peace before. Rosa walked towards Gyunmei, a pang of anxiousness biting at her. Rise, my daughter. The work lays ahead. To bring him down, we must find his weakness. Then we attack. His due punishment will be swift, my dear daughter. My dear daughter. Do it for Mother. I don't like this idea. Is this the end of the chapter? Ah! Metamorphosis! Oh, shit! The 2nd candle is lit. Ooh. I'm gonna save right here, even though I don't really need to, but... The 2nd candle is lit. Oh yeah, I feel like I need to mention this, but I am actually recording this ahead of time, as you could have clearly seen. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just, I don't have enough time on actual Halloween day, because I am going somewhere, and, you know, whatever. It still counts, you know, whatever, fuck. The 2nd candle is lit. Its name is Philia. The love for friends. The yellow candle shone and danced with her breath. Let this candle burn until its wick is spent. Encourage friendship, bring forth memories. Let me walk in his halls without any suspicion. Let me rummage through his belongings invisibly. His journal. He guards his journal fiercely. I must find it. Spoopy. Oh, okay. Rosa adjusted her coat as she sat on one of the reserved seats. The theater was packed. The air buzzed with excitement. She hadn't realized this many people would come tonight. Oh, Mother, I wish they would stop staring at me. And why not? This was MDM, Catherine Purity's first solo concerto. Her name had been slowly gathering recognition for the past few years. It was feasible to expect a full house. Still, the turnout was more than they had expected. Paris had taken Rosa and Catherine by surprise. The sheer number of people and their liveliness were well above the usual sights of their small town. Catherine was obviously thrilled with the opportunity to play in such an esteemed venue for her debut. Rosa tried her best to keep her anxiety under control. This was for Catherine. Yes, for her. This was her night. Rosa took a deep breath and released it slowly. It relaxed her. I hope the show starts soon. Rosa's eyes drifted towards the stage and then to the throng of people gathered on her far left. In the middle of the huddle stood a familiar shape of a man. He had his back to her, but the posture and the build were unmistakable. That is Guillaume. Her heart made a sudden, gleeful jump. She was delighted to see he had made it to Catherine's show. He had been traveling extensively recently. What if she walked over and made sure? Guillaume would greet her kindly. She was sure Catherine would be thrilled to know he was here. Rosa pondered for a bit, reminded of a sudden wince of pain. Soon the master of ceremonies obliged people to take their seats. Guillaume turned around and walked towards her. He stopped midway and took a seat without noticing her presence. Rosa seemed deep in thought. What's wrong, sweetheart? Is something bothering you? Nothing, Mother. Don't lie to me. I just didn't expect to see him here, that's all. Oh, I see. It is the same problem, isn't it? Does Guillaume's presence upset you? Are you worried about Catherine now that he's here? This one. That filthy man again. I'm sure Catherine will be pleased. Whatever will she think now that her lover is back? I bet she would rather spend all her time with him as usual. My poor darling. Always running after her star. I wonder how long until she is tired of you constantly tagging along. You brag to me that you share everything like sisters. Does that include Guillaume too? Oh, you are making your life so complicated, darling. Why do you even bother yourself with these people? It is obvious he's never going to look at you. It is obvious she will abandon you. I'm gonna say this one. She will obviously abandon you when they get together. They make such a lovely pair. Rosa winced at Mother's voice as if it were nails grating on a wall. It is only a matter of time, isn't it? What will you do then? Aren't you tired of being the third wheel? It's not like that, Mother. We're friends. Friends? Darling, friendship is nothing but a shallow kind of relationship. People change friends as easily as the weather. You don't even remember the friends you make at a certain age. Friendships do not last. Family is more important. Friendships do not last. Listen to Mother. Friendships do not last. You always love so much. You give all of yourself. I just don't want you to get hurt. They are not worth the love you give them. My dear, every relationship is centered around need. They need you now. But soon, they will abandon you too. Rosa's tongue felt bitter in her mouth. She was filled with annoyance for her mother. Wasn't happiness as fleeting as friendship? Yet it was not any less real than sadness. These friends, these were people who accepted her. They shared laughter and tears, their own regrets and dreams. What more was needed? Rosa's confused feelings began to arrange themselves neatly in her mind. Guillaume and Catherine's happiness was important to her. That was the main thing. She knew they felt the same way for her. Her insecurities were real, but they were insignificant. If anything, they were bittersweet. She had no regrets. For the first time in her life, she wanted to talk back to Mother. She bit her lip, quelling the nerves as she opened her mouth to speak. I know that. What? I know they may abandon me one day for whatever reason. It might be today or next year, or even sooner. But that doesn't matter in the long run. I'm happy with them. We've had years together that I will treasure. Like I treasure memories of you too, Mother. My memories of you keep me sustained. That is why I love you. The years we spent together, no matter how fleeting, are still worth something. So let me care for them right now. Everything changes, but nothing is lost. Rosa was sure she had read it somewhere. Rosa waited for Mother to answer with a vicious voice, but to burst out screaming at her cheekiness, but no voice came. Rosa smiled to herself. The lights dimmed. A low hush descended on the pews. Soon Catherine entered, clad in the loveliest gown and an even lovelier smile. She was beautiful. She belonged on the stage. The light shone on her, but they paled in comparison to her radiance. Catherine bowed to the audience and took a seat in front of the piano. She began to play. That little clap, though. That little... I'm gonna get copyright for this. Rosa gripped the handle of her seat. She felt surges of emotion with every note. A kind of energy passed through her, touching her skin and making her break into goosebumps. Oh, Catherine! Rosa hadn't known of such an effect before this moment. Music that could so strike the heart as if it was fiddling with the soul. It was different from practice, different from when she was performing in front of smaller groups. This was a stage, and here was a woman with strings. She was tugging the right keys. The right keys? What? Excuse you! I think you mean right keys. Touching her heart and electrifying your soul. Fuck! Why is it hard? What fucking word to say? What? Rosa realized she wasn't alone in this feeling. The whole room was mesmerized. She looked at the lady beside her seat. She had her hand to her open mouth. A teardrop dangled precariously on her eye. The man to her left seemed to have forgotten to blink. Rosa beamed and savored a rush of kinship with them. They were experiencing the same emotions with her. It made her love them just a little bit. Rosa closed her eyes. Aye! She only has one eye, doesn't she? And savored the night. Okay, we can't do this. A bead of sweat fell from Catherine's chin. She was out of her body now. Her stress from the beginning of the show had thawed and turned into passion. It ran down her fingers to the keys. It did not escape Catherine's notice that most people in the crowd came to the show to gawk at her. Catherine Pride, the one that the infamous Marquis de Gaulle had been courting for years. Didn't he pay for this event? Lucky broad. Catherine Pride, I heard she was some pianist. Any good? Who knows? Must be. If even that Marquis is chasing her. Catherine Pride, some female pianist. Pretty face, nice flesh on her. Nice! You got some nice flesh on you! Let us watch her show. Her fingers caressed the keys, playing them with the force of her heart. Did she play to prove them wrong? Her music saturated the theater with her fervor. No, not to prove them wrong. To set it right. Catherine Pride is my name. I am more than just a pretty face. I am playing this piece for you. It is my gift. Let me touch your soul. Okay. Rosa felt her eye get moist. Ew! This was Catherine's heart transcribing to music. All energy and beauty with the strength of the wind. The mischief of a sudden gale that whips at ladies' skirts and tips gentlemen's hats. The cold breeze that carried the loneliness of the coming winter. Everyone in the audience felt it. It was a search for Guillemets' face in the darkness. She couldn't see him clearly. But it didn't matter. She knew what he was feeling. She felt it too. Rosa's heart began to ache. It was a sting she didn't know how to name. What? Is that it? After the show, Rosa greeted Catherine in her backstage dressing room.
Look at her! She's so pretty! Oh, look at her! She's a grown woman. How old are we anyways?
I'm gonna take a screenshot because fuck if I know we're not gonna see Catherine alive again. God damn. Now let's wait for the bad shit to happen. Come on. I'm expecting it wholeheartedly. My hand is all sweaty. Ew. Gross. Gross. Anyways, we were playing a game. She was smothered in flowers from the audience. Sweat glistened on her forehead. Catherine gave her a tight hug. Congratulations, Kath. You were marvelous on stage.
Thank you, Rosie.
Catherine covered her cheeks with her hands. I'm still shaking. The excitement from the stage hasn't left. Look at my hands. Oh dear. So I would call this show a success, yes?
Pour the champagne, Shetty. It is a night to remember.
Catherine and Rosa hugged again.
Let me just finish up here, Rosa. Then we'll celebrate properly. Two young, ravishing ladies sampling the best of what Paris has to offer.
Patty.
I like it.
Should I be saying Paris or Paris? Because they're French. Rosa laughed. Just don't let go of my hand. You might get lost being so starry-eyed. She was teasing, but smiling brightly all the same.
I would never. Anyway, shall I meet you outside in a few minutes?
Very well. I'll see you later. Rosa was thankful to leave the backstage area. She had almost forgotten her anxiety during the show, but the backstage was an ill reminder of the crowd. She looked forward to the night ahead, wondering vaguely why she hadn't mentioned Guillemy's presence to Kath. She shrugged it off. It had simply slipped her mind, that was all. Okay. Catherine went back to her dressing room, humming as she was about to grab her coat. She wasn't the least bit tired. Visions of city, exploring new sights, and gaining experiences made her giddy with excitement. It will end the night on the best note, she was sure. A small knock interrupted her thoughts. Who's there? Catherine turned around and the cheerful smile froze on her face. It's him. The Marquis peeked from the open door and stepped inside. Hello, Kath. Tingling passed through Catherine's neck. Although she was aware he had returned, this was the first time she'd seen him in 2 years. After she rebuked his intentions of wooing her. Catherine shook her head at the memory. They grew up together. It was normal to develop feelings for someone you shared most of your life with, was it not? Yet Catherine had promised herself not to dabble with the Marquis. With all the rumors and the past flings, it felt like she knew too much. Too complicated, she had reasoned. The rumors were still alive in some circles, but Guillaume had come clean with his romantic... But hadn't Guillaume come clean with his romantic escapades? Hadn't he vowed to be faithful since he had made his intentions clear? Who to believe? Perhaps it was possible that... Catherine pushed away the insinuation of that last thought and rearranged her face into a merry smile. She curtsied. My Lord Marquis! Thank you for coming! That last bit came out too loud in her ears. It felt like her voice was compensating. She suppressed a groan. I hope you found the show satisfactory? My Lord Marquis? What happened to Gilly Monster? At once, the memories flooded her mind. That used to be her greeting every time she had visited him back then. She would scream that when she saw him right before she flung her arms around his neck. Catherine didn't know what to do. Suddenly her hands, the hands that had never betrayed her, felt like they belonged to someone else. She cleared her throat and felt the smile harden on her face. Pardon my past slight, sire. I was a bit of a precocious child. After all, I must give my due respects to the sponsor of this event. Thank you, by the way. It didn't have to be so extravagant. Wasn't it your dream to play in Paris, Kath? I thought your debut would be the perfect opportunity to fulfill that dream. The Marquis stepped into the corridors and closed the door. Oh no, why'd you close the door? Catherine flinched, afraid that the small room would draw them even closer. just the effect that he wanted, probably, the sly fox. She floundered for a bit and contented herself in fussing with the flowers on the table. She would chase him out. She should chase him out. Why wasn't she chasing him out? Merde, Catherine! I don't know what that means.
I didn't think you'd be attending tonight, sire. Weren't you traveling?
Yes, I was. But I wouldn't miss your concerto for the whole of France. Gimli stepped forward, and it seems my investments were well placed. No! I don't like this situation! Stranger danger! Stranger danger! Gimli drew closer to Catherine, so near that she could smell the mint in his breath. Ooh, nice. At least he has nice breath. He appeared to reach out to her face, but changed direction at the last minute. Oh, these flowers are from the Duke. How pretty. He examined the card dangling a hair away from Catherine's ear, trying to look fascinated by the piece of decorative paper. Then he stepped back, grinning like an idiot. He really has great taste. What the fuck was that?
Wherever did you learn that, muckhead?
If he thought that kind of ploy would make her swoon, then he was dead wrong. In fact, all it made her want to do was wipe that stupid grin off his face with the backside of the vase. Or the vase.
Yes, he does, doesn't he?
She gritted her teeth, unable to take the acidic edge off her voice. It wouldn't be so hard. All she had to do was grab the neck of the expensive vase and fling it at his head. She wasn't sure if the vase would break. Maybe not. Maybe she would need to hit him again for the full effect. Catherine, did you hear what I just said? Huh? I said, now that I'm back in town, would you consider playing for me again? It was part of our original arrangement, after all. She felt the tendons in her neck tighten.
I have a full schedule this week, sire, but I'll let you know when I'm free.
Oh.
Sire, I must retire for the night. I am exhausted from my performance, after all. Excuse me.
Catherine turned around and went for her coat, but she felt Gimli grab her hand. Wait, They stared at each other for a couple of seconds. Gimli looked like he was about to say something. His mouth opened and closed as if debating the correct words in his head. But he just dropped Catherine's hand a moment later. I'm sorry, you're right. You must be tired. His shoulders dropped. Catherine felt a tinge of disappointment, but she ignored it quickly. Gimli let out a sigh. You know I'm not good at this, Catherine.
Oh, what do I know? You seem to do just fine. You have an amazing track record.
Huh? Catherine folded her arms over her chest with a pout. Oh, that? That is just because of my face. What? What? Most people think I am very deep and thoughtful when I stare at them like this. I just run with it. I just run with it! What? Catherine bit her lip to prevent the chuckle from escaping, but the laughter burst out from her.
You hadn't changed at all!
Before she could stop herself, a mischievous smile appeared on her lips.
No, actually, it is your inability to make big gestures, Gilly.
Huh?
Well, look at you!
She copied his tight, alert posture.
You stand stiff as a board! I guess it fools people into believing you are a graceful, dashing soul.
Gimli made a pout. I am dashing, though. Maybe.
Au contraire, monsieur! I did have the misfortune of being victim to your dancing.
Must you always bring that up? It was a long time ago. He looked so distressed that Catherine couldn't help but tease him further.
I mourn the death of my little toe, sire. I mourn the death of my little toe, sire. I liked that toe. It was a traumatic experience.
Before long, they were laughing like it was the most natural thing in the world. When did it change? Hadn't it always been like this? Catherine settled back into her own skin, mulling the confusion in her veins. Kath. She looked up at him. Her own emotions stung her. You can't keep running away from me. She sighed deeply. Her hands tightened around her, resolved for lack of a solid thing to hold on to.
Perhaps not, but I have already given you an answer.
I am aware. I have tried to accept it. Please don't take offense, but I thought it would be easy. I left to clear my head to fulfill my mind with other things. Traveling usually does the trick. For a while at least, I thought I was successful. But even during my trip, I would catch myself thinking such absurd things like, I wonder what Kath will say when she sees that. No, I don't think Catherine will like this too much. Well, Kath used to say, it was funny, but also a little infuriating to know that you have never left my mind. So I wish I knew how to do this. He sighed. I am too used to people leaving me that I do not know how to quit on my own. It must bother you, the amount of lovers I had in the past. I'm sorry for that. I almost wish I really was that adept. But like I have told you, most were simply rumors. The rest were people realizing I am not as interesting as they had initially thought.
Guillemets.
They never stay long, Kath. One could say I am amazing with first impressions. There is a nagging feeling that that's all I'm ever good for. A sort of exotic trophy people like to collect for its sake, and then put aside when its novelty expires. I can't blame them. By now I am quite sure that I am what is wrong. I must be better at letting people go. But you, please don't make me let you go. Please don't make me let go. You see me through, Kath. In your eyes, I feel like I'm somebody worth loving. Is it any wonder I'd like to continue thinking of you fondly? Old habits die hard, I suppose. Catherine bit her lip.
But how old is Catherine compared to fucking Yume? How old is he compared to her? I feel like it's creepy because, she grew up with him. And she was 8 and he looked basically the same age as he does now, honestly. Those are impressive words, sire, but do you have a point?
My point? It's simple, really. I don't think I'll be able to stop my feelings for you. You may reject me as many times as you wish. It will not change. I've already come to the conclusion that I don't mind. He shrugged. So I propose that you either get used to me chasing you, or you give in to my dashing toe mash.
Oh my god, sorry. I was trying to read that seriously, and then I actually saw what the rest of it said, and I'm like, oh fuck. This is full. Oh my god.
Or you give in to my dashing toe
I can't say it! It's funny!
Or you give in to my dashing toe mashing charms. Catherine chuckled despite herself.
Or I could just kill you with the Duke's fashionable vase.
Please do not give my superior the pleasure. I would rather you rip my heart out of my chest and offered it as a dark sacrifice to the gods.
Gory! Very poetic. Dashing points for you.
You think so? I've been reading a lot of romance novels lately.
What kind of romance novels are you even talking about?
I figured I must learn to be more suave to make the lady of my dreams swoon. Is it working? Catherine laughed.
Hardly.
I believe this is how they do it in the big finale.
No!
Gimme cleared his throat and knelt down on one knee.
No, it's not gonna work. She's gonna die! She's gonna kill herself! Da 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 da
yourself. I love Bo Burnham. He's the best. He is the best man ever. I love his stuff. He is great. He is fantastic. He took Catherine's hand awkwardly, trying to act as natural as he could. His serious face made Catherine burst out laughing.
What in the world are you doing, idiot?
Give me a minute. I'm gonna Google Translate this. Because I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means. Oh, God. Why do I keep yawning? It's because it's a little late. It's a little bit late. A little bit late. A little bit late.
A little bit late.
Oh, it means what madness in French. Let's see.
Quelle folie.
Quelle folie. What in the world are you doing, idiot? Stop laughing, madame. I must try this at least once. I'm simply concerned for an older gentleman and his knee. Will you be able to stand up from that position later, given your obvious grace? Gimme chuckled. Terrible. Dare you call me an old man? I don't look my age, do you know? Sure. Oh, stop laughing, will you? I am trying to concentrate. He cleared his throat again. Will Mademoiselle Catherine Prudy allow me an audience tonight? As such, perhaps she might allow me to stay by her side for a while longer. It would make me a very happy man. It was sappy and ridiculous, and yet hearing the words did stir Catherine's heart. They were giggling like fools now, like children, her heart heavy with love for him. Love? Did she just think love? Of course she did. She had always loved him. Why was she fighting her feelings again? The reason seemed unclear all of a sudden.
All right, sire, your gallantry has convinced this lady accept your offer for tonight.
She bowed with an exaggerated curtsy. You forgot Rosa! Guillaume took her hand theatrically as he stood up. This gentleman is relieved he didn't have to sing.
A few rules for tonight. We are in Paris. You must be on your best behavior. No embarrassing jokes like making friends with the street mimes.
Agreed. Ah, damn it! I wanted to make friends with the street mimes! God damn it!
As such, I must retire by 8.
10.
8.
9:30.
9. Take it or leave it.
10! Guillaume grumbled, but Catherine just chuckled at his frustration.
Fine, 9:15 it is.
Fine, 9:15 it is.
Sire, I meant 9 sharp.
Guillaume's face brightened like a little boy's. Oh, I know where we can go. There is a quaint little piazza just south of here. I don't know how to say that. Piazza. Piazza! Just south of here. They have a breathtaking view of the city. They're on a hill, you see. I know the owner personally, so we're already guaranteed the best seats. And they serve the best pommes de terre de French. I don't know French. I am English. Potatoes au gratin, what?
Pommes de terre gratinées.
Gratin. Gratin again? If you continue eating that every opportunity you get, soon there will be no potatoes left in all France. Catherine sighed. Why must he be so... This better not be a game like all your other flings, sire. I deserve to be treated like more than a prize. But Catherine watched Guillemot's face beam as he talked about that little house on the hill. How when the weather was perfect, the stars would soak the sky. She giggled to herself with fondness. What a dolt! A night in Paris, and he would rather eat cheese potatoes. It was just like him to pick the stars instead of the city, wasn't it? It pleased her to know that she adored the side of him that others did not see. But was this the real him? Did she really see through him like he said? Or was this a face he put on for her sake, like most flirts could? If it was, then she had been watching this face since she was a little girl. From awe to admiration, from friends to lovers. They had been the best and worst of each other. They had seen the best and the worst of each other through the years. Surely there was something to that. Surely it couldn't be all a lie, right? I'm sorry, I got carried away. Shall we go? Yes. Catherine grabbed her coat and Guillemot took her purse. Oh! I almost forgot. Rosa is waiting outside. Then let us hurry and meet up with her. I haven't seen her for a long time. I missed her too. It will be a treat to spend the evening with two esteemed ladies. She'll be thrilled to see you. Just like old times, us three? Yes. She slipped her hand on his arm nonchalantly and caught Guillemot's smile to himself. At the very least, let that smile be real. Well, fuck! I wasn't expecting that! Jesus Christ, what happened now? She got a little oomph going on here. You're lying! Lady Claudette saw you in the night. Names. How do I say that word? I don't know how to say that word, so I'm gonna look it up.
Nîmes.
Saw you in the Nîmes. Tears and snot. Well, thank you for that graphic description. God damn! And snot ran down her face. She was holding a vintage 1610 bottle of wine. She gripped the neck of the bottle and flung it at the wall where Guillemot was standing. He ducked just in time to avoid the glass. God damn. Chérie! Don't you chérie me, you bastard! Can we not take it out on my wine collection again? Catherine threw another bottle in response. Stop, Catherine! You're going to hurt yourself. Hurt myself? Like you care? You tell me you're off to Avignon last weekend, but you're actually in Nîmes? Why are you making this into a huge deal? So I had a stopover at a neighboring town. It was no... It's a lie if you omit things! I told you at the very start of this relationship, Guillemot. I want 100% honesty from you! And I've told you as well. I have a reputation. Rumors follow me. Idle mouths can't help but chatter. Did you know that Lady Claudette once indecently proposed to me? And right in her husband's birthday gathering as well. So what? That is all beside the point. You know what they say. Where there is smoke, there is fire. How about a name to further torch the bush? La Laine de Monteclair? La Laine de Monteclair. Let's see if
La laine de Monteclair.
de Montclair. La Laine de Montclair. I almost pronounced it correctly. La Laine is the shop girl of the town, a nice girl. Or at least I surmised from all those 3 times I made the mistake to enter her shop, it looks like. Is there anything else you would like to insinuate? Oh, nothing at all, sire. Why? Is there anything I should know? Guillemot sighed and tried to speak calmly. Shitty. I promised you when we got engaged, didn't I? Oh, you guys got engaged? Fuck. I will be faithful to only you. There is no one else. But Catherine gritted her teeth.
Again with this! You are more vague than a monkey spit! Answer me straight right now. Yes or no? Are you having an affair?
Gimme threw his hands up in annoyance. Merde, Catherine, I am not! I have already answered this. Merde? Shit! It means shit in French.
Merde.
Merde, Catherine, I am not! I have already answered this. Let's just hear it from Google.
Shit.
Who is that?
What the fuck was that?
Excuse me?
Shit.
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 Shit. What the fuck?
Shit.
Shit. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god, that's hilarious. I'm sorry, I'm having too much fun with fucking Google Translate. Why does it seem like you only hear what you want to hear?
I just want to understand everything and make it crystal clear. Is that so bad? Now explain to me what Lady Claudette,
you are taking that bitter, convining woman's words over mine?
Well, I tried to get information from the source, but the source isn't very reliable.
Gimmy's shoulders were slumped in an irritated surrender. She heard him curse under his breath. I am tired of this, Kath. This is a waste of time. What is the point of this if we keep going around in circles? Catherine snuffled, wiping her nose savagely with her hand. You always do this! You go off on a tangent and pick things apart. You don't even listen to my side at all. Could you stop acting like a child for 1 minute? Maybe then we can have a real conversation.
A conversation with a liar is always one-sided.
Catherine grabbed 2 bottles this time. Oh shit. What would happen if she brought the 2 bottles crashing in front of her? Would the pieces of glass stab her face? Her eyes, maybe? What a random thought. The morbid picture gave her an out-of-body experience. It was a nasty fight, depressingly familiar. But they were dancing to the same tune once again. Here be the lovers. Enter left, the hothead. Watch her dance with anger blazing. Tears are sparkling bitter rage. The fight goes on until she's spent. The reasons hazy in her head. Pan right, the rake. Both the victim and accused. Words are poison or an unlit fuse. Migraines taunt his pride and temper. He grudgingly takes on logic's mantle. The words they throw reach fever pitch. The dance will crest. He'll choose to leave. Enough of this, he says in rage. Temper rising, he exits frame. Her unspent fervor burning hot. She cries it off.
That cowardly sod! What did you expect?
She asks herself.
He'll take abuse with a bowed head. The least he could do. The least he could do,
Her anger shouts. A hint of guilt, a hint of doubt. The migraine throbs as he is pacing, annoyed and angered, his face aflush. Capricious woman! Irrational! He shakes his head with a tired breath. Yet he basks in torture and savors the taste. This is love, he nods. This is love, he says. Love and pain go hand in hand. It is painful, yes, but never bland. He nips a morsel and takes a bite. Exquisite, he trembles. A rush, a charge. He feels his heart is struck by love. Decides that it is worth the gripe. A dainty flower he must protect. To watch it bloom until it's ripe. But not right now, he says, still sore. His pride's too hard to swallow whole. Hours pass, he wouldn't call. She forms the words she knows will hurt. She plans to cut and make him bleed. Yet when he arrives, she all but weeps. Why'd you leave? I shouldn't have. Are you angry still? I'm here now, love. Her arms are snug upon his neck. He'll promise to change, to do what's best. For both their sakes, he admits he's wrong. A little lie to complete the song. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, love. I love it. Just tell me when you're tired of me or when you find some other pretty things, you bastard. Or some other pretty thing, you bastard. Catherine slipped back into her brain just as the last sentence left her lips. If you are going to leave me, then just leave. Stop playing me for a fool. This was a new tempo. She dropped the bottles to her side but did not let go. He noticed the change of song and timed his step accordingly. I never once thought or treated you like a fool. I love you. I'm never going to leave you. New tears churn and bubble from her eyes. Liar! It was her turn to leave this time, and she did. He was left to perform a solo. Contemplation, regret, penance. A vow of new beginnings forming in his head. Wow. Kath? Well. Welly, well, welly, well. Welly, 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 well, 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 well. I was hoping for something scary to happen, but nothing scary happened. Oh, well. With that being said, though, if you guys enjoyed this episode of Cupid and you want to see more, leave a like down below, leave a comment down below, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't, ring that notification bell. Remember, die safely. Happy Halloween!